we want to talk to you about what Groovekart is. So let's first start out and talk about Groovekart in terms of the competition. Groovekart is a competitor to Shopify. Now, Shopify is e-commerce. So if we look at online marketing, there are two different types of markets that you can go after. There's the digital marketing, which is known as the influencer or expert or how-to niche, or usually something like selling software for B2B. Now, in that industry, you're the personality and you're selling information, usually how to make money or how to save money or how to improve someone's life or the process, or something like weight loss and personal coaching, things like that. And over the years, there's been great places to sell those products, right? ClickBank, One Shopping Cart, Infusionsoft, Kartra, using things like ClickFunnels for funnels and pages and things like that. And then there's a whole other world, and that's called e-commerce. And e-commerce, if you're not completely familiar, let's talk about what it is, but what the myths are behind it. E-commerce is basically physical products. So what can you sell on e-commerce? Basically anything that you can find at Amazon. Anything that sells at Amazon, whether it's an iPhone skin, a flat screen TV, apparel, electronics, gold, watches, you name it. Anything that's at Amazon is what's considered e-commerce. Now, there's two different ways to sell e-commerce. One is to use Amazon, which is great because you can tap in to Amazon search engine. It's called FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon, so you put your products there. And if you've ever seen, you search for a product and it says, available from these 7 sellers. Well, that's the good and the bad. With Amazon, you will find that you can have the search results find you for your keyword, but now you're competing with 7 other people. And I don't want to use the frame, demeaning, but there's basically, quote unquote, the game that needs to be played. And I don't mean that in a bad way at all, but you need to understand the game of Amazon. And that's number one, how do you rank, for keywords and, and all these different things. And then how do you compete with the other sellers? You compete by having better ratings, okay? And then what that means is you can have a store that's doing $5,000 a month or a week or, God forbid, a day, and the next thing that happens is you get a couple of bad reviews and you drop from first place to second place, and now your entire industry changes. And I'm not poo-pooing on that at all. Amazon's a great way, and I know many people that will swear by it at all. I'm just breaking down the pros and cons, right? Another con that you have is people can basically reverse engineer successful products. They can go in and they can see, oh my goodness, this seller has 14,000 ratings. You don't do that unless it's a hot selling product. Well, let me go to AliExpress and see if I can find this product. Oh, I can get it for $1.86. He's selling it for $19. I'll sell it for $18.99. And that's why you'll notice, when you see the 7 different sellers that are selling a particular product, they're trying to outbid each other by not just price, but also by seller rating, and it just becomes difficult. Now, you can make a ton of money with it. The other type of e-commerce is saying, okay, I'm going to get away from the competition, and I want people to come to my checkout page, but I don't want to see my competitors, and I don't want the customer to rely solely on the fact that I have a 4.7 rating, and they're not going to buy because this guy has a 4.9, right? So there's a lot of things that are sometimes out of your control. Maybe, there was a power outage in a particular part of a country, or a tornado or a hurricane, and for a week, there was no electricity and shipping, and 300 orders got delayed, for 2 or 3 days, and you got a couple of bad write-ups from it, and there goes your 5-star rating. Out of your control, but how do you explain that? What would you do then? Well, you would use something like WooCommerce with a WordPress theme, highly complex. People realize that, and they went with Shopify. All right, and Shopify basically was a great way to get started. And what can I say about Shopify? It's a fantastic, an absolutely fantastic company. So let's talk about some of the cons, though, to using Shopify. But before we get in there, what I also want to talk about with Shopify, you're responsible to get your own traffic. Basically, you can create viral traffic by creating viral videos on Instagram and Pinterest, and things like that, or viral images. But also there's Facebook, and don't worry about that because we include all training on Facebook advertising. And with e-commerce, it's very, very simple. The reason why so many people are having so much success with e-commerce today is because people resonate very, very quickly. Oh, that's cool. My wife showed me a product I'm going to show you guys later. We bought it within 30 seconds after seeing it. It's like, oh, gotta have that. It's not an info product like, is this going to change my life? Like we're doing right now where we got to get people on a webinar and break things down. So that's e-commerce simplified from a 50,000-foot view. So what we wanted to do with GrooveKart is make a better alternative to Shopify. So what we had to do is we had to make it easier to use. So I'm just going to go down the sales page here, and I'm going to break down some of these features, and then we're going to go into the back office and see them. So GrooveKart, this is our headline. Everyone's making the switch. What you're seeing is our expired page, and we opened December 4th, but as we said, we'll have a back door for you in just a while. All right, it comes with some bonuses, like there's going to be a ticket to GrooveCon, all these different things. Our motto was simply better, easier to use, and more affordable. So making it easier was all about the user interface. I'll show you that in just a minute. We made it more affordable, so let's talk about Shopify's prices. Shopify's prices are basically $29 a month, only to find out, okay, it doesn't have everything you need to run a professional store. So right out of the gate, I can promise you this. The $2.99 a month that you pay to Shopify gives you about half of the features that you get with GrooveKart. And in order to get those features, you have to go to their app store and start paying $19 a month, $29 a month, $39 a month, and so forth for additional apps that GrooveKart has the top 25 selling apps that are in Shopify included for free into our package. So these type of things right here is you get on any training program on how to make money with Shopify. They're going to say, guys, unfortunately, to really make everything I'm going to teach you work, you got to pay $2.99 a month, right? Then you're going to pay a couple of $100s a month in apps. But look at this. I don't want you to get confused when you see this. Let's find it. They have additional rates right here. See this? They charge you 2%. So additional fees using all payment providers. So even if you bring your own merchant account, Shopify is going to charge you 2% of all of your sales. That's basically what they're saying. And on your plans, they go from 1% to 0.5%. So they're basically making you a partner. As you start to make $1,000 a month to $10,000 a month, that then becomes, maybe $10,000 a week, or God, willing, many people out there are making, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year with their stores. Some people I know make $100,000 plus a month. Results not typical. No promise here that you're going to make anything. My point is, no matter what level of success you have, Shopify says, no. We want your money just to provide you the service that you want, but we're also going to take a percentage of your gross profit on top of the merchant account fees, on top of your advertising fees, on top of the fact that you have to pay for apps to third parties. They're basically like WordPress, but WordPress has free plugins everywhere. Imagine having to pay for every plugin monthly, right? So that's Shopify's model. And we think that, that's pretty unfair. So we don't make you pay for additional apps, and we don't pay additional fees. So look what this says here. The word here is additional fees. And I'm getting tired of seeing additional fees with no justification. And these things are happening when there's an 800-pound gorilla in the marketplace like Shopify. They're like, hey, nobody's competing with us, so we're going to charge an extra 2%. I know I went off on a tangent there, so let's get back to the basics here. So what we do, and I'm going to get into our pricing, I'll just bring this up right away. I'm going to go to our page right here and talk about our pricing. You see our pricing, we're giving you more than their $2.99 for $99 a month with a coupon, but then we also have an annual program we'll talk about later here. Yes, we're bringing the price up front. Why? Because I want to compare it to them. So we have a $497 a year option. So if you take the $99 a month, well, that's $1188 a year, and then we give you 15% off of that, as you can see right here. Now, with that 15% off, that makes the price $997, but we have another coupon that will give you right here, half off all that gives you $500 off the $997, making it $497. And when we break that down, that's $41 per month compared to Shopify's price of $299 per month. On top of that, I'm going to see here if I go over to my JV page. Let's just see if I can find something in a video, and I'm just going to put this video on full screen, and I'm going to go right here. I just want to show you something. This is my partner John Cornetta, what he used to pay. So as you can see, he paid $158 a month in apps, just in additional apps, on top of transaction fees, making them the partner of $58. So you can see when all of these fees start adding up compared to our $41 fee. All right, so again, we brought the price up front. So now let me show you what makes us a little bit different as well. So let's go back to our page here. I want to show you some of the things that you don't get with Shopify that are built into our system. So all of these things, this is standard stuff you would expect to work with a shopping cart. We make it easy. If you have a Shopify store, you can switch over with a click. This is an app that you pay for with Shopify. In fact, I'm going to log into my back end. I'm going to show you here in our app manager. This is something that you would go to Shopify, and you would look for these coupons. And we have the prices here. You want the coupon app, the social proof app that says so-and-so just bought this 3 minutes ago from Indiana. All of these things are apps that you have to pay for at Shopify, and they help your store convert better. So you need them. We've included them with all of our stores. So everything that you can imagine is all included here. More stuff coming soon that'll be ready by December 4th. So this is a one-click upsell that you would pay more for with Shopify. You'd have to get an app. All these things, yeah, there's an app for that, but you have to pay for it. We've included it all for you. This is the next one that we have. It's a drag and drop storeless page builder. This is a game changer. So as I told you, we're working with Tscape, T-Launch, and MerchPond to do traditional print on demand. I don't think I have to get too crazy other than what I showed you before about you design a shirt, you add it to your store, and it gets printed out. So we've got that. And then finally here, calling all gurus. What if you're an influencer, right? Let's just read this. Calling all gurus. You're a trainer, an influencer, a personal development, an educator like you, Jason, coaches, consultants. Tap into your massive following by offering world-class healthy supplements in over 40 categories. So this is coming soon. It's coming in January. But we've partnered. This has never been done before. We've partnered with a company. We thought outside the box. So we went to them and we said, we want you to come up with your 20 best-selling categories and give us what you think is the best formula. Now, if you want to later go in and say, no, I want more of this and less of this ingredient, fine. That can be done. But if you want to get out of the gate and not have to pay for the inventory up front, we're doing print-on-demand labeling. You simply say, I want this label design. If you want a really kick-ass design label, you got to pay $75 one time, big deal. Like if you want to get outside of the box, but you want to have a label designed by an artist, there's a $75 charge if you don't want to just use the editor, but big deal, right? All right, I showed you this Alley Connect, and I told you before that we've got all these apps built in that you're paying more for at Shopify. All right, we've got the one-click upsells built in. We've got the scratch-off coupon built in. One-click shop, pull your Shopify store. Every time a customer buys, pop up in the bottom left. Jim from Indiana just purchased, right? Very simple to add your Facebook pixel. You simply just put the ID here, just like that. Same thing for your Google Analytics. We've got all these other things here. I'm not going to go too much into it. Why? Well, is it exciting if I basically show you how to look up an order? You get it, how to add a product. I've showed you that. I wanted to show you the content that these are all these other apps here that you're paying for. Do you want to bundle products? This is something you got to pay more for, Shopify. We've got one-click upsell, product page checkout options, all these different things. Like you want to just keep them on the same page without going through a three-step process. Activate all of these things, tax jar integration, Drontar for retargeting, MailChimp, all these, adding product reviews where people can come and leave a review and you can say which ones you want to show up on your pages.